Hello everyone, Z3KO Trinity here. Today's episode I'm going to be doing a book review on Stephen King's The Dead Zone. As you can see, I don't have a dust cover for it, which is a big downfall for me because I'm a collector and I really like keeping my stuff in really good shape, and I wish that this book had a dust cover, but there's also problems with this book, so I'm going to try to one day buy a newer one, and hopefully it comes with like in really good shape. I chose The Dead Zone because it was the very first Stephen King book I actually read all the way through. I mean, I've read short stories of his, but not like a whole book of short stories. So this is technically the very first actual Stephen King book I read all the way through. So I decided to start my book review on it. First, I'm going to review the book itself. Obviously, it's missing a dust cover, but it also has a chip in this corner, and I don't know if it'll pick it up very well, but it has like little stains on the pages part. The bottom ain't too bad, but mostly the top and the center right here has some kind of stain in it. And also in the book, it has Happy Birthday 1981, Love Ray or Kay and Ray. But that don't really bother me because I feel like it gives the book character and history. Because, I mean, 1981. But I kind of like seeing stuff like that in it. Or I'll buy a book and it'll have like a bookmark that someone used. One book I bought had plane tickets. I can't even remember which one it is. But I ordered a book and it had plane tickets in it, and I thought it was pretty neat. But in every book, I put a note card in it. It basically tells when I read the book and when I finished it. And I start by writing like how many pages it has and stuff like that to kind of get me motivated to actually finish the book. And believe it or not, September 21st and finishing on November 8th is really good for me because I'm a slow reader and I just really don't have too much time to read anymore, but back then I had plenty of time, so I was able to finish a lot of the books. So, before I get into telling you why I gave it a 9 out of 10, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bio on what the book is about. It's about a guy named John Smith. He basically, before he has his accident, he showed signs of being a psychic. Like, he'll just a little thing here and there will happen. I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't read the book or haven't watched the movie. But he is a high school teacher in Maine, and after a date with his girlfriend Sarah at the county fair, he gets into this really bad car accident, and it puts him into a coma for, I believe it was 4.5 years. Yeah, I believe it was 4.5 years. Almost 5. And when he wakes up from his coma, his psychic ability like amplified, and every person he touches, he can like see their future, but it's like really bad. Like he could see something really bad's happening. Like the nurse, the very first person he touched after that, he saw her kid in like a house fire, I believe. And he told her that her kid needs saved and stuff like that, and it actually comes true. But as throughout the book, he basically does that. He'll touch people, and the reason why it's called the Dead Zone is because to him, there's this part of his mind that's like completely black whenever he tries to think back to it. All he can see is like darkness. So he calls that the Dead Zone, where he believes that he gets all his psychic abilities from. And I thought that was pretty cool. But there is a villain to the story. It's a guy named Greg Stilson. Throughout the book, you could just see how evil this guy really is. Like, at the beginning, he was trying to sell something. I can't really remember right off the top of my head what he was trying to sell. But anyway, he ended up beating a dog to death. And anyway, as the story progresses, Johnny saved a couple more people and was using his vision. Like in one case, he helped the cops find the a serial killer named Frank Dodd. And I really don't want to give too much away in case if you haven't seen or read the book. I kind of want to leave those little details for you to figure out. But let's just say it's pretty gruesome what happens there. And by the end of the book, Greg Stilson is running for president, and John Smith shakes his hand and realizes that he is going to become basically worse than Hitler. He's going to be like, he's going to kill hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people. And John Smith takes it upon himself to try to save the world, pretty much. But the ending of the book is really, really great, and I know that you guys would enjoy it if you read it. And I gave it a 9 out of 10 because it's really, really good. And on the back of the card, I put my reasoning why I gave it 9 out of 10. So if you don't want to spoil the story for you, you can stop the video now, and I will see you in my next video. But for my continuance part here, I put, I love how Johnny Smith still stopped the world from being destroyed without dying for nothing. The characters are unforgettable. I loved every minute of this book. This was the first Stephen King book that I was actually able to read all the way. 9 out of 10. So yeah, and he does die at the end, but the way he saves the world is just really cool. And I thought that this was a really great story. And what you didn't see is I put this book belongs to me. Yeah, I put that in like every book. Some books I put it in the beginning, some I put at the very end. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my book review on Stephen King's The Dead Zone. I hope you enjoyed the review. And I would highly recommend for you to read this book. It is a very good book, written by Stephen King, of course, the man. It should just say the man. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get an actual hardback with a dust cover a lot cleaner than this one. But I did get this book for like, I think it was $1 from Thrift Bookstore in the long run. Maybe it was like $4 because of shipping, but still, it was pretty worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed my book review, and I hope I can review many more in the future whenever I get the time to actually do it. Today is a good day to record, so I will see you in the next episode. Later.